Hey, everybody, it's Everett with Ohio for Freedom. I will be joined in just a brief moment by the one and only, the great Susan Puzio, who has agreed to help me talk about what's up with Doug. And tonight's episode is once again brought to you by the Psalm 105 Foundation, which wants you to know that you, in fact, are the anointed. And so nobody should be touching you. But without further ado, I'll just simply say that if tonight works, it's going to be all credit to Susan. And if tonight flops, it's going to be all credit to me. So I want to be putting a wager on Susan. Susan, are you there? And can you hear me, ma'am?
I'm here. I'm here, Everett. I'm alive.
Okay. All righty. Very, very, very good. I got a couple things that I got to bring in, Susan. So and I'm going to kind of talk as I do this. Folks, we really did pull this kind of at the last minute. This has been such a busy, busy week. And Susan, you had sent me something earlier in the week, and it was just some Doug Weiss information, and then you created a video that we're going to play in just a moment. And there's just so many things to chase down. I just didn't feel like I was able to do it justice. So then it occurred to me, well, just ask Susan if she will help you. You can do it justice that way. So that's the way we're going to proceed. But I'm literally loading a couple of things here at the last minute. So Susan, what I'd like to do, if I could, though, is, and by the way, folks, please like, please share, please subscribe. Please type in where you're watching from if you don't mind. That really does help. But Susan, this is one of the reasons that and I'm doing all the talking, which I don't want to do. I'm going to play about a 30-minute clip, Susan, and then we're going to play your video. And I want to ask the question, which one of these people is actually Doug Weiss?
Being betrayed by your own son, wanting to take your throne, everything you've built, all of your career, all of your wealth, and having that entitlement, that Absalom spirit turn against you. Even when Absalom did that, and he turned.
Okay, I'm going to pause this. Susan, I grabbed both of these pieces of video on Tuesday of this past week. And do you see any difference between this guy? I mean, both of these played the same week. This is Doug Weiss's program, and then this is him on Ministry Now. Do you see any difference in these two individuals?
Yes, his face is swollen.
Yes, it is. And yeah, and here, if his face had just looked swollen, I was going to say looking swollen, that would be one thing. I don't even know that I would have brought this up, but I just couldn't help but notice that, because people were talking about his appearance a couple of weeks ago. I don't watch Daystar. It was very unusual. But let me back up here. Where's a good, like right there. Look, can you see the whites of his eyes basically in this photo, in this video, Susan?
He looks normal. He looks normal there.
Yeah. His face looks normal. But I think the thing that really jumped out at me was you can actually see like the whites of his eyes. And then when I got over to here, and that's why I muted the video, the audio rather, the sound out. Susan, I can't even see the whites of his eyes. I mean, there's something really weird going on with his eye. Is that just me, or do you see that too?
No, I definitely noticed that his eyes did look different in the past few weeks, especially. I don't know if he's having health problems or what, really.
Well, I'm going to bring up a slide. Okay. And there's the still. There's the still again. And then this one I grabbed on the same day. This one like almost knocked me off the chair. I mean, what is that? How do you get Susan, how do you even get that to happen?
I don't know. It's a drastic change because when you play the video that I made, and you're going to see how he looked in 2022. He looked youthful. He looked like he was in shape. So how do you change so much in 3 years?
I don't know. But I'm going to go back to this just for a moment. This is what Daystar is running on their network, on their billion-dollar network, in the same day. I mean, if you look on like it's the Tuesday slot, like one's at like 9, one's at 12 or something like, but it's just a few hours apart. There's this guy, and then there's this guy.
Yeah.
This guy. I mean, is this really Doug Weiss, or is this Doug Weiss's dad? Or his great grandfather?
I don't know. Maybe it's a stand-in.
Okay. So I just, and this is not just about, like having a laugh at Doug Weiss's expense. No. It's like, seriously, what is going on? All right. Well, that was that. Now, Susan, here's the deal. You created this video, and I hope I have your permission to play it, but it says, what should I do? Should I play the whole video, then we talk about it, or what do you want me to do?
Yeah, go ahead. And then we could chop it up.
Chop it up. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you went through a divorce, and we've talked about that. And afterwards, we began to talk because there were some business things that were going on at Daystar. Mm-hmm. And he told me that he was divorced. And that's when we started talking after that. Mm-hmm. And, it's interesting to me.
So just when did Joni Lamb really start talking to Doug Weiss? Here they are yucking it up on Ministry Now, April 4th of 2022. And that's 6 weeks away from his divorce being final. And notice here, they removed the April 4th episode from their website. What's going on? What are they trying to hide?
Again. Well, we are honoured to welcome back psychologist and founder of Heart to Heart Counselling as I'm getting a tongue twister here.
Heart to Heart Counselling.
Heart to Heart. I'm going to try and speak American. Heart to Heart Counselling. And he's going to help us with these topics. Would you please welcome Dr. Doug Weiss. How you doing? Gosh, good to see you. Nice to see you. Welcome back to Daystar.
Well, it's good to be here.
It's been a little while since you've been here.
Yes, it's been a little bit.
How's it going? How you been? How's Colorado?
Colorado's awesome. It's fantastic. There's no allergies. The air's clear. It's wonderful.
We may have a little more freedom here in Texas, though, than you do in Colorado.
Yeah. Well, I'm free no matter where I am.
That's right. You're free no matter what.
But you guys are closer to heaven because, you're like a mile.
She says, how's Colorado? As if she didn't know. And he even showed a picture of his family. And he was wearing his wedding ring in that April 4th, 2022 episode that they deleted from the Daystar episode after somebody posted on X that there was this episode that was out there before Doug's divorce, which he filed in January of 2022, and it was final the end of May of 2022. Here, look, Joni bought a building lot in March of 2022. There it is. There's the building lot she bought, even though she already had a big mansion down the road. Why was she building a new house? A new almost $10,000, $4 million house? Was she building it for herself? I don't think so. I don't think she was building it for herself. But there's a copy of the building permit, as you could see. So I have my doubts about when this romance started. I think it started right after Marcus died.
Susan, you packed a lot. You packed a lot into that video. I just want to, and somebody got really impatient with me. That's okay. Herbert, get it anyway. So let me heed the comments wishes there. Can you want to unpack that a little bit?
Well, the other day on X, some great detective work was done by our brethren. And they said, oh, look at this video from April 4th of 2022. So I captured a screenshot of the date, and I waited until the next day to go and see if the video was there. But apparently they're checking on who's saying what on X. So they took the video down. And so I put up a post and asked, does anybody have a copy of it? And some other great sister there, another great detective, found these clips on Doug Weiss's channel. So they forgot to delete these videos from the Ministry Now program from April of 2022. So here's the timeline. Doug filed for divorce in January of 2022. And then when you see the first clip on my video, that's months later from Joni saying that she didn't talk to Doug until he was already divorced. So that's not true, because there you see the video. He was on Ministry Now in April. He wasn't divorced yet. The divorce wasn't final until the end of May of 2022. Right. So she lied. They were in contact. He was there at the network. Not only was he on Ministry Now, he was also on Table Talk that same day. So they weren't telling the truth about when the relationship started. Also, you can see that Joni bought a building lot down the street from her current mansion. And you see in my video her current mansion. It's quite nice. So she buys a building lot down the road, and she paid over $1 million for the lot. And that was in March of 2022. So what's going on? I'm sure she wasn't planning on building a new house for herself. I don't think she was. The house, according to the building permit that was filed later, the house is almost 10,000 square feet, a $4 million house. So it just makes sense to me that this relationship started long before she says it did.
Right. And if it was March of 2022, that's less than 6 months. That's less than 6 months from the time that Marcus Lamb died.
That's like 3 months, right? He died the end of November. So you have November to December. It's only 3 months.
Okay, that's pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go buy a building lot when you have a mansion down the road and for yourself. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So something was up. That's what I think.
Well, I wanted to ask two other questions, just get your opinion on it. Another thing that I find weird is, Marcus Lamb very, very wealthy. Joni came into a lot of money when he passed away, and she's about ready to build a how many $1 million house is this?
It's a $4 million house,
Okay.
almost 10,000 square feet.
But her kids didn't get anything.
No,
right?
She didn't buy their houses. They got mortgages. Not only did Doug hit the jackpot in the real estate market, he kept his $1 million home in Colorado, and they bought a beach condo for $3 million in Florida after they got married. And then she's building this brand new house for him. This guy's making out like a bandit.
Yeah. And the other kids are getting nothing. That's weird. The other thing that I thought was kind of weird was that in the clip that they bring Doug on, I'm just pointing out, it was Joni Lamb and Joshua Brown, the two people that were not mentioned as successors in that final phone call that Marcus Lamb had with Denise Boggs, if we can believe Denise Boggs, and I do. Did that seem weird to you that it's Josh Brown and Joni Lamb on that April 4th or whatever it was appearance that they disappeared off their website? Did that seem weird that it was Joni and Josh? Pete, Josh, Pete. Did that seem weird to you, Susan?
Well, the whole thing is weird, really. I mean, the whole thing is weird. And Jonathan and Susie weren't there that day. The way I could pin it down to make sure that it was April 4th of 2022 was that Joshua Brown says that Rachel broke her foot. So they didn't take down the April 5th program. And I looked at that, and he talks about her breaking her foot the next day, about her having to get surgery. So it definitely was April 4th of 2022 that he was on the show there with Joni, full of baloney, that says, "How's Colorado?" Not only that, he shows a picture of his family.
Right.
This is April. He filed for divorce from Lisa in January, and this show was in April. He knows he's getting a divorce, and he shows a picture of his family. He's also wearing a wedding ring.
Right. Yeah. It's coming across very, very fake and phony. Do you have time for us to take a look at one more clip, and then we'll pack this in? Can I coax you into hanging around for just a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to take, and this is I'm just going to let it play, and then we'll talk about it.
Between August and the filing, there was some of that noise about the kids and the ministry and all. I said, yeah, right. But see, I already died to that before I wrote this letter. I already died to the counseling center. I already died to losing millions. I already died to having my name slandered. I already died to being misunderstood by everybody in the sun.
Then why didn't you tell people, like your customers, for like a whole year? Why didn't you tell them then?
I was so strong to, like, before we went to New York. Like, Doug needs to tell his people at his business that he's divorced,
paying,
because
right?
if you see each other in public eye, like, it's going to create problems for everybody and be a terrible witness to the body of Christ.
But it's not just that.
But you didn't.
One people
3 weeks in a row, you kept on delaying it.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, one people paying to be a part of the conference, and like for like how long was it? 9 months, a year? Like people paying under the assumption you're married.
No, it was 6 months. It was 6 or 7 months. Okay, and then I told you why. Because I'm sitting with my daughter, whose heart's broken, and saying, Dad, I need some time. And why? Because my daughter's dealing with those same people in pain on Facebook, on emails, and in my office every day. And she's like, I will not be able to take it if I have to listen to them dealing with your pain and my pain while I'm in pain. And can you delay it? And like any dad would do for his little girl, he said, absolutely.
So that's the reason you didn't answer.
That's exactly the reason.
That's good to know.
Okay? And I would do the same thing for you.
Susan, that's what do you even understand that? not telling he's divorced, but he's not telling everybody he's divorced because it's painful, but his pain is her pain and her pain. Does that even make any sense?
Well, who caused the pain? He caused the pain. His wife wanted him back after the divorce. She wanted to work it out, and he said he moved on. So who caused the pain? He did.
Well, he certainly caused the pain, but he went ahead and did it. And then he's presenting to the world as though he's still married. But then the reason that the cover story he's trying to sell to Jonathan and Susie is, I can't even figure it out. My daughter was in pain because she was dealing with my pain and her pain and their pain. So it would be two. Does that make any sense to you?
No, it does not make any sense. And the children, and Joni said it herself on one of the recordings, that his children called her a predator. Why? Why did his children call her a predator? So that was very telling. And this man had no regard for his children. Oh, he's trying to protect his children. But he didn't try to protect his children when he filed for a divorce after 36 years of marriage. And then he is immediately courting another woman. And then when they go to, I think they went to Denise Boggs' place after he was already divorced from Lisa, but they were going to try to work it out. And Lisa said she wanted to try to work it out. And he said, no, he already moved on. God says he hates putting away. He put away his wife. He had no compassion for his wife and his children. So I don't buy it.
Yeah. Well, Susan, I certainly appreciate it. I think we've covered what I wanted to cover. You did such a great job on that video. And for me, everything about Doug Weiss, I just put him in I'm sorry, he's a complete and total liar and a wolf and all of that. But again, there's something going on that's causing this physical stuff that's going on with him. So Susan, how can people find you? You're always putting out content, so let's give you a plug and then we'll call it a night. But how do people find you?
They can find me on our YouTube channel, Prophetic News TV. Also, we've been broadcasting for about 15 years, doing internet radio on Spreaker. They can find our whole history there. Also, we have our website, propheticnews.com, and we have several books. President Trump's Pastor Paula White is a great book that everybody should read to find out about who this woman really is. And please call the White House and complain about Trump appointing Paula White to represent Christians. It's an abomination. And also my other book, Seed Faith, Can a Man Bribe God? But also they could email me if they'd like to, if they have any questions ever, at susan@propheticnews.com.
Awesome. And you will team up with me sometime in the future and we can really have a Paula White discussion.
We definitely need to, because we should all be alarmed by the fact that this woman is going to be representing us at the White House, and also that she will be counseling the president of the United States. It's very, very alarming, and we should all be concerned about it.
Well, we're gonna team up on that. And with that, Susan, thank you very much. We will be in touch. I'm going to say good night. Everybody check out Susan at Prophetic News TV. And folks, until next time, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the state of Ohio. And God bless the United States of America. Good night, y'all.
I hear the sweet sound of freedom, and I won't be